It's time we begin thinking about the trauma children experience when they have an allergic reaction. The world of food allergies is so focused on the physical reactions, but there is a whole world inside of our child, mentally and emotionally. That inner world is incredibly rich, complex, and aware. Consider what your child might be thinking or feeling, but not telling us. How do they speak about their allergies? Are they comfortable talking about them? Do they pretend they don't have them? Try asking them questions that yield more than yes or no answers. Questions like, tell me about all the good things that happened today, inspired by Dr. Martin Seligman's research in applied positive psychology. Questions like this can give us a better lens into our child's complex inner worlds. I ask Ollie this question before bed each night, and often he will point out the good things and the things he overcame mentally and physically. Let's be conscious of our child's thoughts and feelings and move them through this process gently and consciously. As much as we may want to speed through the challenges associated with our child's food allergies, we need to remember that our child's agency, willingness to eat certain foods, and accept treatment are essential for the long game. If your child resists oral immunotherapy treatment, you may want to try a new way to explain the process more clearly to them. Talk about bravery and resilience and build trust with your child by being by their side the entire way and taking your time to explain things thoroughly. Avoid any tricks. You want them to trust you, and the best way to build trust is by having shared experiences over a long period. You might need to inch your way into this process like dipping your toes into hot water. Each child's different. If you feel like you or your child just aren't clicking with the idea or practice of oral immunotherapy and something's off, and you could use some help, you may want to seek psychological support to help you and your family along the way. If you or your child have negative associations with food allergies and everything it entails, consider how you can positively reframe your language and its challenges. I've told Ollie that all of us, including other children and adults, have to do unfun things like blood draws or skin tests. And since we need to do them, we must practice and learn to endure them bravely. Maybe your child will feel more comfortable if you participate in the treatment. For OIT, that would mean eating the allergens with them every day so they don't feel like they're going it alone. If you choose to undergo oral immunotherapy, you could gamify the daily OIT doses in an Advent-style medicine calendar with clear, colorful windows. This creates an exciting Pavlovian effect where the child gets a little daily treat and becomes excited about their dose the next day. Your parent instinct is strong, and you will come up with creative ideas to keep the process positive and encouraging for your child. Let's also acknowledge the trauma we as caregivers go through every day. We too deserve gentleness. Do you or your child or another family member need emotional support and a safe space to explore and give voice to your feelings, however complicated and uncomfortable they may be? Whatever those feelings are, they're okay, and you should honor all of them, even or especially the ones that scare you or make you feel ashamed. If someone in your family does need this, it must be sought out and protected. Acknowledging the need isn't the same as meeting it. Maybe seeking a therapist or a counselor or a psychiatrist would be helpful for you, your family, or your child. Perhaps the simple awareness of the fact that anaphylaxis and living with food allergies can be traumatic, and recognizing that we are living with and through something very hard is enough for you to begin opening up and sharing your experience to a therapist, to a friend, a family member, or the responsive community. Remember that you are the best model for your child. Of course, no parent is perfect. You will have times when your child sees you angry, anxious, afraid. In an ideal world, we're calm all the time, right? Yeah, sure. And it's important to practice how you choose to react and handle these feelings and emotions when you're called to act, so that we can offer the best of ourselves to any situation. A calm, relaxed mind is one open to endless possibilities. I suggest that everything you're learning here also apply to your life if you want your child to get on board with committing to the whole body healing process. The process is not a 30-day challenge. It's a lifetime of small, positive decisions that bring our bodies the information it needs to develop and sustain health and well-being. While we're on the topic, I recommend reading The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. It's an eye-opening book that explores how our bodies hold trauma even from a very young age. After Ollie's diagnosis, I focused on the physical symptoms of his food allergies, of course, but I never considered his mental and emotional experiences or understand how they affected his physical body. In this reading, I discovered that the physical affects the emotional body and vice versa. In the Western world, we see the mind, body, and spirit as separate, but in Eastern philosophy and medicine, they're all one. I like to think of things in this way, as working together, everything related and overlapping and connected. This brings us to our final, most freeing, empowering module, restoring yourself and your identity. Before we get there, will you do something for me? Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Let the corners of your mouth turn up. You're on the home stretch and you are doing great.